In this video, we're going to be taking a tour of the Disneyland Hotel. As we head towards the lobby, you can see this really cool statue of Mickey and Minnie next to each other. On the way in, I got to see Goofy. He was working the bell services counter outside. That was pretty neat. And then as you head in further, you see this really awesome map of Disneyland as it exists in any point in time. And there are really cool moving features as well. You can see the old Astro Orbiter there. Over here, Dumbo is moving, along with the mine train through Nature's Wonderland. You can see some elements of the Jungle Cruise, and then as we head further into Main Street, you will see the steam from the Disneyland Railroad. Tinkerbell also has some pixie dust. Another cool element of the lobby are these teacup style sofas in this really cool interactive display. Also in the lobby are these photos of famous guests who have visited the resort. Some of whom have left their mark on the resort, like Ray Bradbury and Vincent Price. Others are just celebrities like Dick Van Dyke and Richard Nixon. There are also photos of Walt Disney during the construction process and throughout the development phase and once the park is opened as well. Here's him opening the monorail with Richard Nixon in 1959. Here's him opening It's a Small World. There's always a model of a Disney Cruise Line ship in the Disney hotels. Their main gift store is the Fantasia shop. So that has most of your Disney needs. Of course, in the front of the store, they have the date merchandise, but they have themes around Mouseketeer, they have a sock collection, they have different dolls and different toys. Now, as we head outside of the Fantasia shop, you can see it's actually part of the lobby of what is the Fantasy Tower. So there are 3 towers of the Disneyland Hotel: the Fantasy Tower, the Adventure Tower, and the Frontier Tower. So we'll walk and look at those in a little bit. But the Fantasy Tower has your gift store, your sundry shop, which we looked at earlier. It's a Small World shop. It has guest services. It has bell services. Everything you would need. They also have this really cool standee outside for Get Your Ears On and Mickey and Minnie Celebration. Here's the entrance from downtown Disney that most people have seen. It normally says Disneyland Hotel, but now is Mickey and Minnie for their celebration. Now here we are headed past the Fantasyland Tower, headed towards the Adventure Tower. Now on the right-hand side are the pools. Unfortunately, the monorail pool was closed when we were there, so didn't get a look at it. But let's head into the Adventure Tower. Now, inside of the lobby, they have really cool maquettes of that were taken and turned into molds for the animals on the Jungle Cruise. They also have cool concept art on the walls and painting to match the theme. So while the rooms in the tower are similar, and the layout is similar to the other towers, it does have that adventure flair and that Adventureland flair. And here's the plaque explaining what these are. So, heading outside of the Adventure Tower, to the right we pass Tangaroa Terrace Restaurant and Trader Sam's Tiki Bar. So now we are moving over to the Frontier Tower, and you can just see the beautiful landscapes of the resort. Not too far of a walk, just about a minute to get from each tower to the next. As we head into the Frontier Tower, that's when we get to see this incredible model. I was immediately drawn to it. This is of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and it is to scale. It appears to be 1/4 inch is equal to 1 foot. So as that sign said, this is a concept model, or rather a recreation of a concept model for the attraction. And the attraction looks very, very similar, if not identical, to this concept model. You can just see the amount of detail that goes into not only the rock work, but also the landscaping, water effects. It was really interesting getting to ride the attraction after looking at this model, because I got to notice things on this model that I had never seen in the attraction before. So it was really cool just learning new things about the attraction from this model. It was pretty great. Now this model is just absolutely ginormous, and you can spend hours looking at it. I spent maybe 30 minutes. I condensed it down to a couple. But it is just so detailed. And it's a hidden gem of this hotel. It's just hidden in the Frontier Tower. And it's accessible to any guest. So long as you come during the day, absolutely come and check this out while you're at Disneyland. Sorry about some of the reflections. It was very, very shiny glass around the entire model. It really is a very, very large attraction. So moving on from the model, they also do have concept art. This is for Tom Sawyer Island, Fort Wilderness. You used to be able to go inside, you no longer can. Now it is used as a backstage area for Fantasmic. So continuing on the path, we walk past the monorail pool here. You can see it's still under refurbishment. There was a sign saying this area is unavailable. But if we turn to the side, that's where you have Tangaroa Terrace and Trader Sam's Tiki Bar, the two restaurants inside the pool complex. Now, Tangaroa Terrace is also the only location outside of the Disneyland park that you can get Dole Whip. So if you don't have a ticket to Disneyland, don't fret, you can still get Dole Whip. Just come to Tangaroa Terrace. One last look at the monorail pool and slides. Now heading back across the bridge. front of us is all part of the Convention Center complex, which houses Steakhouse 55, Goofy's Kitchen, and the massive Convention Center. So if you think of the resort as a square, there are 3 towers, and then the Convention Center makes up that last wall, and the restaurants as well. Square, and then that building right in front of us is the Fantasyland Tower, or sorry, the Fantasy Tower. You can see Goofy, he's just wandering around, checking out the board. He's just the absolute best. I spoke with a cast member, and apparently he does this when he is done cooking up at Goofy's Kitchen. So continuing in that corner is the coffee house. Great place to grab breakfast. They open at 6 a.m. And then is the convention center. You can see an original car from Autopia, and then to the left is where you have Steakhouse 55. This is the Steakhouse 55 lounge, which serves drinks and cocktails and appetizers. And then to the left of that would be Goofy's Kitchen. Beautiful concept art in the halls of the Disneyland Hotel. They also have these really cool history Disneyland Hotel through the years. I spent close to an hour looking at all of these really, really great photos. As this hotel has been there for a very, very long time. It used to be owned by the Rather Corporation. And then instead of just purchasing the hotel, Disney bought the entire Rather Corporation. They do pay tribute to the founders of the hotel as well. Actually, Benita Rather used to have a suite at the top corner of the Fantasy Tower, and it's still there. It was turned into the Blue Sky Suite, and then now it is just used for meetings. Here's it going back all the way to the 50s and 60s. You can see the structure of the hotel remains largely unchanged. Now this display case really blew me away, just seeing all of the history of the Disneyland Hotel. Now backstage there is a similar version of this available only to cast members. I'm not going to go into too much detail into that, but this is akin to that, but it is in a guest-facing area. All of these were gathered by Disneyana and the Walt Disney Archives to display to guests. You can see old books, instruments, merchandise, cast member, name tags. There's just so much to see. There's the first Disneyland Resort name tag. So they got those when we became the Disneyland Resort back in 2001 with the addition of Downtown Disney and Disney California Adventure. This Mickey mask really freaked me out with that baby behind it. So did that Donald Duck hat. Not quite what you would see today. Very nice references to Roy Disney, and then there was another name tag for Walt Disney. Just hidden among. No confirmation as to whether those were real or not.
Hey Goofy, how you doing? Doing pretty good? Where's your favorite place to go in the resort? In the hotel, in the pool? You like swimming? That makes sense. I'm sad the other pool's not open, but this one, you said you like this one? Okay, and what's the best restaurant? I have a feeling I know what you're gonna point at. Oh, oh, okay. Goofy's Kitchen. Okay. In the morning, you cook breakfast? Are you a good cook? Of course you are. Of course you are. Of course you are. I knew that. Oh, Steakhouse 55 is pretty good? For dinner, right? Okay.
No, Goofy is just the absolute best. And as I said, he walks around after his shift working in Goofy's Kitchen as a chef over there. So Goofy's Kitchen was closed, but we were able to walk in and just look around and see what was going on. This appears to be a character meet and greet area. I've never dined there, so I'm not quite sure, but it would be a great one. Then just looking in the restaurant a little bit, I asked a cast member if it was okay, and she said, yeah, just a little bit, but I could tell she would like me to leave, so I headed out. So, looking into our room, really cool Peter Pan door-occupied sign. Looking in the closet, it's really small, and keep in mind the hangers are very, very low in the closet, so it probably won't hold dresses. I believe we were in an accessible room, though, so that might be why. They did upgrade us last minute to a deluxe view, but we weren't told whether or not it was an accessible room. There's also a safe, and there are bathrobes. Our room had 2 of them. Headed into the bathroom. Ours was very, very large. Again, that might be because we had an accessible room. You can see the lamps have Mickey gloves holding them up. That was pretty cool. And of course Mickey on the shower spout. And you get Disney's full range of H2O Plus products that they have at all the hotels and Disney Cruise Line. You can see in the corner that photo from Mad Tea Party at the Disneyland Park in Fantasyland. No, what you're about to hear is an actual sound from the sink. The sink in our room was experiencing some difficulty. Not quite sure what was going on. But this is an actual sound, and this just happened, just turning it on. Well, the other side was fine, it was just that first side. So heading outside of the bathroom, we had a double queen-size room. The beds were very comfortable, I can attest to that. Had a great night's sleep. And of course, the floor pattern is just littered with hidden Mickeys. Not quite hidden, but they're there. Pillows say, a dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. And actually, if you touch the lamp and you flick a button on the lamp is actually a music box and will play the song A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes as fireworks go off above your bed. This is a very nice thing. It's a kiss goodnight. They do provide a desk. This is a convention center hotel, so they have a bunch of outlets. Now, this isn't as updated as some of the other hotel rooms that have all the USB plugs. Our hotel room had none, so it was all outlets. Of course, the lamp has a Mickey on the bottom as well, all the whimsical details. And then going over to the TV and TV stand, they did have a coffee maker, but it did not have Keurig cups. There were a bunch of Disneyland Hotel coasters. I did take a couple. And there was a very small refrigerator inside. Now, looking at the TV, this is where you'll get all of your resort information, such as the fireworks viewing at night, the movie that they'll be showing each night. Looking here is very interesting. You can see in the middle is the old World of Disney logo, so they haven't quite updated the resort TV yet, even though they changed that store almost a year ago. Under the bed, there is no storage, but there is room in the corner, and we had a great view out our window. So we were looking at the Frontier Tower with the Adventure Tower to the left. You can see the Paradise Pier Hotel off in the corner. We didn't have fireworks viewing from our room. I know Frontier Towers, some of them you can see it, so we had to go to the Paradise Pier Hotel to watch the fireworks at night. And as bright as that sign looks coming from the monorail pool, it was very dark. It was a really, really, really awesome night stay and a great tour.